Ladies and gents, welcome to CGP Reacts, and this is Why Age? Should We End Aging Forever? By the channel Kurzgesagt in a nutshell. Yeah, I think this is the collaboration from CGP Grey video. Yeah, I also reacted to that one in the past about aging from CGP Grey. Yeah, CGP Grey hates the concept of dying is natural, and I would agree with him, obviously. At the video, I talked about how, the basically driver factor of the thing, like the knowledge that we are going to die is what makes us basically wake up from the bed tomorrow. Because the philosophy goes that if you're just going to live forever, why would you wake up? I mean, you could just say, you know what, whatever I'm going to do tomorrow, I'll do that 10 years after now. What would drive you? And that is true in philosophical ways, sure. So when I said that, people just thought that I'm talking about that aging is important, I like dying or something like that. Obviously not. Just like everybody else, I like living forever, the concept of that. While I was saying that we have to rethink lots of things like the drive factor. We have to rethink lots of philosophical topics like that. That's it. So I think this is the second part from that collaboration with CGP Grey. It's going to be fun. I reacted quite a few Kurzgesagt videos already. If you haven't seen them, check out the cars. There's a playlist I created for it, Kurzgesagt reactions, something like that. I upload lots of videos in 24 hours, so people don't get notification of the videos that I upload. Hopefully they get recommendation on homepage, but lots of time people don't get a recommendation or notification. So you might have missed some video. Check out the playlist. Check out the playlist too, like CGP Grey, Only Sarcastic Production, Internet Historian, Tier Zoo, and yeah, let's watch this one.
If you had to choose right now, how long would you want to live? 80 years? 90? 120? Longer? And do you think you'll change your mind once you reach that age?
Yeah.
50,000 years ago, most humans died very young. As we learned how to use the resources around us to treat ourselves, this got better and better. Today, humans are living longer and healthier lives than ever before. But this has an...
People say lots of time like, I'd rather live with a life of some rock star or something who just live 60 years old or something, but do drugs, go do concerts and just basically screw around and just live their life. I'd rather live like that or live somebody who's boring and live 80 years. When they come close to the 60 years, they're like, you know what, I disagree. I'd rather live for 80 years. So yeah, I mean, but the philosophical concept is always there. If you live forever, what if you come to a certain point where you're basically, you get tired in the end? Like say, I don't know, like 50,000 years, screw it, million years. You lived your life for a million years. Now, I guess you're just your psychology, your consciousness and everything is just like tired, like enough of this. There's no point of anything more. But you can't die because you live forever. You just somehow, we figure out immortality. So what's the next step? Kill yourself? I mean, that's grim. I mean, people can't do that. I mean, I know lots of people kill themselves, but there is certain thing in their mind that makes them do that. Clinical depression and lots of things. A healthier person, I don't think, has in them to kill themselves. So isn't that somewhat of a prison? I mean, there are lots of philosophical issues like that. Like, how long is too long?
Unforeseen consequence. We spend an ever-increasing part of our lives being sick and in need of care. Most of us will die in a hospital bed, which is depressing enough by itself, but we also have to witness the same happening to our loved ones.
Yeah,
except maybe we can stop this forever. The most effective way to...
I mean, right now the stat that most of the people will die in hospital. I mean, that's not hard to think. I mean, at the end of your life, your physical body and biological structures are failing slowly. So obviously, you go to your hospital to see if you can have them fixed. I mean, it's not hard to think that most of us will die in hospitals. But yeah, I mean, in the end, it's all just physical and biological structures inside us that slowly fails. I mean, we could stop that. And, philosophical talk aside, we need to do something about this because it's not that, we are healthier throughout our life. There's a very brief period in our life where we are healthier. Even at the later stages, that even if we live 20 more years, like say, I don't know, 60 to 80 or something like that. During the 60 to 80, people have lots of issues even then. They frequently, visit hospitals and things like that. Rarely people are healthy. So, lots of time in our life, we constantly have to rely on medicines and hospitals. So we are constantly sick. So if anything, even if we don't, if we can't basically cure aging, and if we can't live past 100, at least we can make those 100 years effective. Like, we are going to die when we reach 100, but until we reach 100, we're going to be healthy. We don't have to visit hospital. At least we can do that.
To treat a disease is to prevent it. It saves many more lives if you stop 1 million people from smoking than coming up with better chemotherapies. So why not put a halt to the cause of all disease, the process of aging? In a nutshell, aging is caused by physics and not biology. Think of cars. Parts wear down from rubbing and grinding.
Yeah, okay. Biology is just complex chemistry, and chemistry is a form of physics. So in a way, all biology is a form of physics.
Metal rusts, filters get plugged, rubber cracks. Our bodies are worn down by trillions of tiny physical processes. Oxygen, radiation from the sun, our metabolism. Our bodies have many mechanisms to repair this damage, but over time they become less effective. So our bones and muscles weaken, our skin wrinkles, our immune system gets weaker. We lose our memory and our senses diminish. There's no such thing as dying of old age. We all die because one of our important parts breaks. The older we get, the more damaged and fragile we become until one or multiple diseases take over and kill us.
Yeah.
Unnoticed by most of us, longevity research has made some unprecedented advances in the last few years. For the first time, we're starting to understand the mechanisms behind aging and how to manipulate them. Aging is neither mystical nor inevitable, and we might be able to stop or delay it during your lifetime. We'll discuss the science behind it and how scientists are trying to stop it in another video.
Yeah.
But first, if
CRISPR is promising, if we can do that, CRISPR, I feel like that's one of the most promising thing there is. Through CRISPR, we might stop aging and lots of things, even give us strength and everything. I reacted a video about CRISPR from this channel. It was awesome, so that's a promising thing. But cybernetics is also a thing, I guess. Cyberpunk universe, everybody think of that kind of thing, like, a Blade Runner and things like that. I mean, that might feel a Hollywoodish, but that's also possible. That's not that far-fetched. I mean, cybernetics could save us. I mean, when cybernetics fail, you can just replace them. I mean, it could work. But I feel like CRISPR is more of the way to go.
If we could, should we end aging? Is this a good idea?
Yeah.
The end of aging or life extension makes many people uncomfortable. We're born, are young, become older, and then we die. This has been the natural order for literally all of human history. And getting old is a good thing, right? We celebrate the idea of living long enough to...
I think only people who don't like the concept of living forever is the people who are strongly religious. To them, dying is not the end. They think they're going to go to heaven or whatever and live forever, or, get born again, reincarnation thing that we have in India. They think that's going to happen. They think that we are forever somehow. Even when we die, we don't die. I mean, science can disprove that, but this is, again, toast around the Mars theory. I mean, just because we can disprove that doesn't mean it has any basis towards it. So, yeah, look, when we die, that's it. Our consciousness, everything dies. We die. So basically living forever is a great concept. I mean, that means people don't die. And as far as overpopulation, we could go to different planets, because by the time we could stop aging, I think that's far, far in the future. By then, I think we would have mastered how to go to another planet. So, yeah.
Experience old age. We even call them the golden years. But the reality is that everybody wants to become old, but nobody wants to be old.
Yeah.
Think of the Greek myth of Tithonus, for example. Tithonus was the lover of the goddess Eos, and probably an amazing dude because she begged Zeus to grant him immortality so they could spend eternity together. But she forgot to specifically ask for eternal youth. Tithonus was granted eternal life, but he kept aging, unable to die. After a few hundred years, he was reduced to the size of a grape, babbling on senselessly forever. Thousands of years ago, humans already feared never-ending old age.
Yeah, I reacted lots of only sarcastic programs and videos, and most of them were Greek mythology. And knowing how Zeus is, I think that was a dick move. That was a dick move. I mean, obviously he knew what she was talking about right there. So in that mythology, that was a dick move.
Age. But ending aging does not mean getting weaker and weaker. If you become too old, it's too late. A 90-year-old who stopped aging would die anyway after a few years. Too much damage has been done to his internal machinery. There are already too many surfaces for disease to attack. Instead, the concept of life extension promises to end diseases and with them, the end of a fixed maximum age. We don't know how much we could prolong our lives. We might make every human healthy to the currently accepted maximum age of around 120, or we might stop biological aging and disease indefinitely. Nobody knows at this point what's possible. Okay, but even if we could achieve that, should we? Well, life extension is really just another phrase for medicine. All the doctors are doing is trying to prolong life and minimize suffering. The vast majority of healthcare resources are spent on the consequences of aging. Nearly half of your lifetime healthcare costs will be spent during your senior years and another third during middle age. We are actually already trying to prolong life with our current medicine, which
Yeah, I mean, like I was saying at the start of the video, when you are basically growing up as a kid, people, you think that you're healthy, but you're really not. Remember when you were growing up, all the small problems here and there, kids get sick a lot because the immune system is not that strong. Like, you haven't been sick a lot for your immune system to get used to those things. So you get sick a lot when you're growing up, when you're a kid. Basically, you get lots of childhood acne and things like that. You're not in great place. When you hit your teens, you start to get better. Up until when you hit your middle age, like 40, 45, 50 years, then all the problem starts. You're still good enough, but you now have to take some pills, visit your doctor. So only half of your life you spend being fine. Other half is just some kind of a problem. So even if we don't stop aging, at least we could make that more efficient. Like, as a kid, you don't get sick. Even when you're old, you don't have to go to hospital until the day you die. I mean, we could at least do that.
just doing it very inefficiently. Trying to stop aging from happening is not less natural than transplanting a heart, treating cancer with chemotherapy, using antibiotics or vaccines. Nothing humans do nowadays is purely natural anymore, and we enjoy the highest standard of living ever as a consequence of that. What we're doing right now is waiting until it's too late and the machine is...
Humans are not natural. I mean, our existence is anything we do will change nature in some form. So saying it's natural, we should keep it natural, is a stupid thing.
failing. And then we use the vast majority of our resources trying to fix it as well as we can, while it breaks down even further. But life extension still feels hubristic. Most people assume that they will want to die once they reach a certain age, and this might still be true. The idea of avoiding death entirely is off-putting for many. The end of biological aging would not mean the end of death.
Not really. I mean, people think that by they are really old, they'll be tired of all the things that happened to them, all the life experience that they had. By then, they'll be tired, their bones will be hurting, they'll be old, they will have problems. So by then, okay, I had enough life, I want to die. But all those issues are that issues. We could fix that. Even the psychological issues, we can fix that too. I mean, what if you hit 90 years old and you can still hike up like Mount Everest or something? All the psychological issues won't be there because we found some kind of a cure for that. All the depression, all the sad memories, maybe we can fix all of that. Do you really want to die now? Why would you? I mean, I'm pretty sure regardless of what you can do everything you want. You would need 50 lifetimes or something. So why would you want to die?
In any way. It's more like a summer evening when you were a kid and your mum called you inside. You just wanted to keep playing, have a little more fun during sunset before you went to sleep. It's not about playing outside forever, just a little longer until we feel tired. If you imagine a world without disease where you and your loved ones could live in good health for another 100 or 200 years, how would this change us? Would we take better care of our planet if we knew we would be around longer? If we could work for 150 years, how much time would we spend figuring out what we're good at? How much more time would we spend learning? Would the intense feeling of pressure and stress many of us are feeling right now go away or get worse? So, asking again, if you could choose how long to live right now, in good health and with your friends and family, what's your personal answer? What would you like your future to look like?
But maybe you're still unconvinced. Some nagging feeling remains. That is the Reaper whispering into your brain. Watch my video to hear what he says and why you shouldn't listen. Your eternal future may depend on it.
Go watch the other part over at CGP Gray's channel, and if you're not already subscribed, subscribe.
Yeah, okay. No, I think everybody would want to live forever. As far as, you're getting tired of something, I don't think that's possible. There are lots of things to do in the universe. Like, if I could live forever, I would probably go into a spaceship to go to Proxima B or something, even if it takes 75,000 years. People say, but you get bored on your ship. Not really. I would basically train myself to be fine with the boredom if I could live that long. I mean, screw it. I would develop some kind of a routine that makes me, feel fine, I guess. But if you live forever, I mean, you're not panicking about time. I mean, you have luxury to waste time now, even thousands of years. So why the hell not? Yeah. Alright, people, if you like my reaction, don't forget to like and subscribe. Check out the reaction I did. There's a link in the description. Check out the cast, check out the end cards, and I'll see you next time.